Well, good morning and welcome to Yellowstone National Park. I'm John Shear with Chet Layman. And Chet, we're here because this is very close, within a few yards of where you were 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that it was a quarter of a century, but this road was a little different 25 years ago, a little narrower. There wasn't that access road like there was before, but of course the arch has always been a part of the entrance to Yellowstone National Park. And 25 years ago, I was joined by a few more people than just you out here.
The reason you were here was because wolves, for the wolf reintroduction to the park, were brought into the park for the first time 25 years ago this January.
January 12th is 1995, and it was an amazing time to be along this little stretch of highway. I mentioned more than just you and I. From the arch almost all the way to the entrance was lined with people. Most of us are reporters, and reporters from all over the world. Right to my left, just down the road here, was the crew from NHK, which was Japanese television. Right across the way from me was the BBC. French television was just a little closer to the arch than we were. It was an incredible time to be here in Gardner, Montana, of all places.
So it was a big deal worldwide. Were there other people here besides media?
Yes, there certainly were. Of course, lots of park folks were around. Lots of law enforcement for the park were here, of course. And there were protesters. Wolf reintroduction didn't just magically happen, and it was a big happy time here in the north end of Yellowstone National Park. Lots of controversy, and there were protesters here. There were many protesters down in Arch Park, just on the other side of the arch. And of course, law enforcement around to make sure it didn't get out of control, and it did not get out of control that day.
And I saw some video, some old video of tribal members that were just to the right of the arch, right over here.
There was a large contingent of Native Americans who were over here doing a prayer ceremony, bringing back the bison. They were, of course, in support of bringing the wolf back into the park. They were supportive of that, reinstating the wolf to its habitat. Wolves had been in Yellowstone. This was not just a creation of science. They had been here before, and the Park Service trying to bring them back again.
Before the wolves were brought in down this road right here, there were all sorts of meetings and hearings. What was the emotional content of that?
Well, it was polarizing, both sides of it. The folks who were supportive of the wolves being reintroduced to the park were as passionate as the folks who were opposed to the wolves being into the park, and there was lots of contention on both sides. Meetings of screaming and yelling and name calling and things like that. I had never been a part of that before, and I've never been a part of anything quite that contentious since.
The 25th anniversary of the actual release of the wolves in the park is coming up in March. We're going to be doing a lot of stories about that and kind of looking at this whole controversy and what happened in review here for the next couple of months.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Thanks.